Hi all, it's Bella from Bluebird Therapies. Happy New Year 2015. I have been working with my dragons this evening to do a 2015 card reading for us all. So I'll talk us through it now. Here's Vernon. He has been our January dragon for us today, and the two cards that he has got, which I'll just say quickly, are from the Earth Magic deck and the Oracle of the Dragonfae deck, are Forest with the message Breathe, and the Lovers with the message Love Each Other. I think these are really great cards for January. Obviously, after the hecticness of the festive season, it's a really good idea to take some time out in nature, to relax, to breathe, and also to spend some unpressured time with your loved ones and really reflect on everything that's been happening over the last year. Take stock and take the opportunity now to start afresh and move forwards. Saphira over here, she is our February dragon, and she comes with similar messages. The first card being Love with the message Compassion, and I think we're pronouncing him Chen Yuang, Be Light of Heart. The similarity in these two cards is obviously the heart itself, and the absolute importance of being open to love and working heart-centered at all times. I really like that this card also comes in February when it's Valentine's Day, so this is an extra reminder not just to be thinking about love and your loved ones on February the 14th, but actually throughout the whole month. Over here we've got Wilbur, and he's our March dragon. He's come to us with messages from the Meadow about vulnerability, and the Time Guardian saying you have time. I think this is quite interesting, these two cards for March. They're obviously talking about a bit of time in nature. I like the tree and the Time Guardian, which is reminding us that actually it's okay to be a bit vulnerable right now, because you have time to get stronger, you have time to improve at what you don't think you're maybe quite as good at now. We are only in March, the sunflowers are already shining here, but the purple in both these cards highlights the fact that everything, especially spirituality, takes time to develop, and it's okay because you do have the time to do that just now. Anastasia over here is our April dragon. She comes with the message Power on our lightning card, and also with Fernia saying Clarity. These two cards are really interesting for their light and clarity aspects. They're the things that stand out for me in these two, mostly because Anastasia's saying in April we have done a bit of work and waiting in March. Now there's going to be a bit of a change, a bit of momentum, forward movement coming in April. It might be a little bit turbulent, but that doesn't mean that it's bad, and in fact change comes after the storm, but sometimes we do need to have a storm in order to attract the clarity that we need. Now Anya over here has given us our May cards. She's given us Rainbow with the message Blessings, and Nimue, who says Seek the Counsel of Crystals. Now what's really interesting, considering Anastasia's message with the lightning card, is that after the storm we've got a rainbow. Anya's really saying here that working with crystals now is going to be a great time. After our storms in April will come a calm in May, where working with the crystals will really help us to gain the clarity that we needed and the focus that we need in order to move forwards. In June, Maurice has stepped forward to give us some messages. He has brought us the tsunami card with the message wake up call, and also Chamara, who says web of all life. I feel as though the lightning storm that we had 2 months ago in April, skip forward May into June, maybe wasn't exactly taken on board by many of us, and that's why we're getting another storm in order to really help us to focus on what it is that we need to be doing. The web of all life here is a reminder that we are completely connected to everyone and everything, and everything we do has a knock-on effect. If you're creating storms in your life, maybe in this month, in January, February, March, April, May, June, is a really good time to be thinking why we're creating those storms for ourselves. Now, Rhiannon has come forward with her messages for July. She's given us the eagle, so about communication, and the lovers at the feast, saying conscious, aware eating. Now, these are really interesting messages for July. The communication one may come after our messages in June about the tsunami, the wake-up call, and about why we've thought we're creating storms for ourselves. In July, we then might need to decide who we need to communicate with effectively in order for these storms not to continue. The lovers at the feast, conscious and aware eating, is a real reminder of how we are behaving towards ourselves, how we're behaving towards each other. The apple here reminds me very much of the apple in the Garden of Eden, and about taking things that maybe we shouldn't, trying things that maybe we shouldn't, and just being very aware that if we don't want to carry on creating storms for ourselves, we need to be communicating effectively and behaving accordingly. Now, round here, over in August, this is Marty, and he has brought us messages of the full moon with the message completion, and grandmother magics. She says, I comfort you. I do find this is very interesting from Marty, the reason being that 2 months ago, around in June, we had a full moon in our tsunami card. I feel as though the eagle is flying towards a full moon here, and then round in August I feel as though we finally completed this journey and things have come to a head. August is a very comforting month for us. There have been a few ups and downs, turbulent storms, where you've been sat in a meadow and then there's been a lightning storm and then there's a rainbow and then there's a tsunami, and after all the difficulties we've finally found some communication, positive communication to have in July, and therefore in August everything is therefore completed and this turbulent stage of 2015 is done with. Ask the dragons, especially the grandmother magics, to bring you comfort if you found that the first 7 months of 2015 have been particularly challenging. Felicity is round here in September, and she brings this card, the wolf card, which I think is lovely because I was watching a snow wolf programme today on television, and her message is instinct. We've also been given this card, which I think is pronounced Hideki's door, a knock on the door. I do find these two cards particularly interesting because I feel as though Wolf is telling us to be mindful of our instincts when people come knocking on the door. We really must make sure, and I don't just mean physical door, we really must make sure that we are following our instincts in September and only opening the way to things which we feel fully trusting of, and we do not feel, if we do not feel that our instincts are telling us to do something, then we should not do it. In October, down here with little Alice, she's brought us the DNA Karma card and the Wu Wang Pride Pure Heart card. Feels like these are two really, really lovely cards, and we need to be thinking in October about having a pure heart, about working with pure heart all the time, because of course that affects our karma. If we go back to what we were told earlier on around here by Rhiannon, that we do need to be communicating with our lovers effectively, and in fact all people in our lives effectively. This is another reminder in October that how we use our heart and how we work energetically and with our light work does affect our karma, and that imprints on our DNA. There might be a lot of releasing for some people to do at this time, whether that's releasing physical things like jobs, houses, friends, maybe even family members, or it might be that you need to release things energetically from your past that no longer serve you. Either way, be mindful in October that karma does exist, will imprint on your DNA if you do not keep yourself wild and pure of heart and work from the heart and with love, like we were reminded in February. Now, November, Snowfire has brought us the Shaman card about ancient healing wisdom, and she has also brought us Morgan Le Fay about healing. Obviously, with the repetition of the words healing in both these cards, and the fact that there are two very, very powerful and important women in these cards, and two very powerful dragons as well, we need to be absolutely mindful in November that we are healing and being healed on all levels. It's okay for you to receive. It's okay for you to give, as long as you do not give your own energy, because that will drain you. It's okay for you to channel healing to others, but do remember in November, particularly in 2015, you need to be taking time for yourself and for self-healing. That's going to be a really, really important month for you, for all of us. Lastly, December 2015, little Roxy has come forwards. She has given us the Dragonfly Emergence card, and she has also given us the Listener card, which the message is Sacred Silence. I feel as though these are important cards for December next year, because they are both about transformation, about taking time for ourselves, turning into a new you, a new us, because we are listening to what is truly important, and therefore coming above the water, coming out the water as a different self. It's really important to listen to ourselves as well as listen to others, and I think these cards perfectly reflect that. So there we have it, our somewhat higgledy-piggledy now 2015 card reading that I've done for all my Bluebird Therapies page likers, in the hope that it will represent something for all of you for the coming year. Just to recap very quickly, the two decks that I have used are the Earth Magic cards by Stephen Farmer, which are fantastic. They're the inner cards that I have used, and the outer cards that I have used are Oracle of the Dragonfae cards by Lucy Cavendish. Both fantastic decks, and I highly recommend both of them. For now, goodbye from myself and from my dragons, wishing you a wonderful 2015. Love, light and blessings.